You're listening to LOA Recon with the Good Vibe Coach Jeanette Ma, where we dissect the ins and outs and the art and science of conscious creation, all intended to amp up your manifesting game. Let's have some fun together. Thanks for tuning in for another episode. I wanted to record one specifically for those who have written in lately, sharing life situations that they're finding really challenging, and they don't know how to feel better when nothing feels better. So I thought it would be worth reminding all of us, actually, we can all use this reminder, that when it seems like all the news is bad and all the things are breaking and nothing will ever be good again, when it seems like no one's being nice and the wrongs can't be righted, and you can't even have a good cry because the tears are all gone, look, that's a good time to give yourself solace, to grant yourself the gift of relief. Solace is whatever soothes your soul when things feel heavy. It's what holds you up when it seems like you're sinking. It's the respite, the comfort. It's the consolation when your heart is tired. And it could be as simple as a kind word or a wagging tail or a day off. Sometimes it's a friendly stranger or a cup of tea or a happy memory. And it isn't something that you have to wait for or hope that comes to you. It's something you can give yourself when you know where your solace is. So what gives you respite? Where do you get your relief? When you need a break from the stress or the heaviness or the discord, find what soothes you. It could be a thought or a person. It could be an activity or a place. Mine is often outside on the lawn where nothing is happening except nature doing its thing, where there's nothing for me to do except notice the clover or listen to the bird. Sometimes I pull a few weeds while I'm out there. That can give me even more solace. In fact, I wonder if that's why God gave me so many weeds, because He knew I would need them. I don't know. My solace it's in a sleeping cat, or a growing plant, or just looking at the mountains. Sometimes I get it from talking to a friend or eating an ice cream or a bowl of Cocoa Puffs. In fact, one day my boyfriend ate all the Cocoa Puffs, and I was alarmed that my solace was no longer in stock. He thought he was having a bowl of Cocoa Puffs. He didn't know he was eating my solace. But it's okay because he brought home more. Sometimes Andy Griffith is my solace, or the Bee Gees. Sometimes I find solace in a new book or an old thought, like all is well or this too shall pass. Sometimes I get it from sitting with foster kittens or taking Harvey on a walk or vacuuming. I don't usually go for a drive for solace, but sometimes when I'm driving, I find solace because there's nothing to do but drive for a while. I know how to do this. This part's easy. Solace. Sometimes I get it from listening to Abraham. I read an article on BBC.com on they called it the ultimate song of healing. It's Beethoven's Holy Song of Thanksgiving. Oh my gosh, it's amazing. I cried. We can find solace in flowers or art or a nap, maybe a workout. You can deliberately call in solace by talking with a friend or scrolling your saved photos. Sometimes that'll do it, or watching your favorite Netflix. Maybe you'll find solace in meditation or in a bath or in your PJs, in bed. In troubled times, I'm just saying it helps to know what softens your heart and soothes your soul, and to have that nearby. Know what your solace remedies are and apply them liberally. I personally have found it impossible to be all the way sad while I'm eating Cocoa Puffs or listening to the Bee Gees. Those two things are reliable sad mitigators for me. That's just me, though. You got to know your solace solutions. And then, when you know them and you apply that relief, when you put on your favorite pants, or you paint your nails that favorite color, or you just look out the window for a while, when you give yourself the solace that your soul needed, shortly after, that's when you find the next door notice that the neighbor found their missing cat, or you'll hear a couple laughing together, or your puppy will put her head in your hand, or the ladybug bug will land on you, or the stranger smiles, the moon shines. And then the thing that seemed so stuck, it breaks free. And the pain isn't as painful, and the new idea comes, and you feel a new possibility, a new chance, a new friend, a new story, a new pleasure. And this is how it goes, over and over and over. We comfort ourselves, and then things get better. You know this routine. It gets better. It always does. So find your comfort. When things get dark, when your heart feels heavy, give yourself solace. In fact, you know what happened as I was writing this post for someone who had emailed a question? I had this situation with the bank. I needed a truck title. I haven't had it in 2 months. Can't drive legally until I get that thing properly registered. And the bank was not sending it. The seller, the bank had the seller's title. They weren't sending it. Couldn't find it. No one I called was helping. Said they were trying. Didn't seem like no one cared. Starting to feel like, I'm going to have to go do the routine. I don't know, saying lost title or whatever. It just sounded like a headache, especially during quarantine when it just none of it felt easy. Okay. So I wasn't loving that. And then I wrote up that post and I published it, and 2 seconds later, and so I had spent this time talking about where we find solace. And I was activating it all over the place. Just writing about it, I was activating it. And seconds after I published the post, I got an email from the bank. I've been 2 months on this thing, at least. The bank wrote saying, hey, we found our error. We're tracking down the document. We're going to FedEx it. So sorry. It was a nice apology. It was really, really nice. And I thought, of course, this is all it takes. I was just thinking about solace. And good news came. And I wrote back saying, thank you so much. And then my contact that I'd been talking with at the local branch up here, she wrote back apologizing. She's like, finally, someone who could help wrote me back. And my thought was, I did not have generous thoughts about this bank. I used to work there. I did not have generous thoughts about this bank until this moment when I'd activated all this relief, all these good vibrations, and not in big forms, but when she said she finally got a hold of someone to help, I thought, yeah, my first generous thought of this bank in a long time was that they ignore those of us up here, because I was talking with someone locally. I thought they'd ignore those of us up here in paradise because they know none of us get too out of sorts living up here in paradise. I cracked myself up. Oh, you know what? There was something else I wanted to share. So when I read the BBC article and tracked down a link on YouTube of, it was Beethoven's, what was it? Beethoven's, I don't know what it was. But I tracked it down by looking for a Holy Song of Thanksgiving. Oh my gosh, I know why I can't pronounce it. Oh, I don't know. I don't know how to pronounce that. Anyway, on the YouTube video that I listened to that Ultimate Song of Healing on, I read a comment from a guy. Oh, I don't know, guy, girl. From M. Freeman wrote this comment underneath this Beethoven piece. Everyone is concerned about a pandemic right now. A few months ago, my father died. I have had other losses that haunt me still. But this music tells me about the poetry of fear and sorrow, and how life can seem hopeful and beautiful once more, and yet the sorrow need not be denied, the dead need not be forgotten or unmissed. The human heart can contain it all and still be joyful, filled with beauty and grateful. Good luck to everyone. Wash your hands. Don't be fearful. I think Beethoven is suggesting here that we see the beauty around us, now, today, and not be terribly concerned about how many more days we have. Now, today, look around you. Oh my gosh, isn't that beautiful? From M. Freeman, commenting on the YouTube video of Beethoven's Holy Song of Thanksgiving. I found all of it moving. The comment, the song, the article. I hope you do too. Find your solace, everyone. Big love.